Welcome to Let's Talk VO, live here on VO Radio. Interact with us by texting 970-682-3424. That's 970-682-3424. Or use the Ask a Question button located on your radio player window. You can also email us using the icon on the apps. Now, it's time for Let's Talk VO on VO Radio.
All right, I'm mute.
We're back. Hi, everybody. You know what? I was half asleep. I was listening to all the originals, and it was cutting out a little bit, so I wasn't sure if there was going to be more. Hey, everybody, welcome.
Well, those first two, I know. We're trying to figure it out. What the first two beginner opening sweepers skip, and then all of a sudden it rolls forward and everything's fine. It's almost like the broadband going out there to the server, and whoever's looping and skipping them. So I was telling Peter about that. We're just like in a tech hell with this people. So hopefully we'll get it worked out.
This is too much for our brains, Anthony. Oh my God.
Oh, I know, man.
But you know what? We're glad. We're glad we're here, and we're glad you're here. So thank you for joining us today. It's March. Yeah. Spring is around the corner. We have with us today Anthony Reese, our inventor, as I'll call him. He is our he is our creator.
The Skipmeister.
There you go, the Skipmeister. We have Peter Drew, we have Deb Monroe, we have Stacy Barrow. They each have little sections that you'll hear throughout when you're listening to the radio station, and their little special features. As do I. I'm Beth Standing. But you know what else you can do? You can watch us on YouTube live. We're streaming. We're here on camera. I know we're voice actors, so we do have to put makeup on. We should put makeup on Peter and Anthony. I don't know. A couple of times a week, but hopefully that makes you feel more
me
involved.
For sure, yeah.
Hopefully that makes you feel more involved and included, and don't hesitate to join us. Just go to the website and you can join us and be here right on the show with us. A little later on, we are going to have What's Your Story? And this person is absolutely incredible. Memo Sauceda. I've known him for years and years and years. He is such a kind human being and such a talent. So I'm really looking to hear what his story is, because I don't know that I've even ever heard that. So I'm excited to hear that later. But let's go around the table to start our day off and ask what your topic is on your mind. What topic is on your mind? I'm going to go right to the bottom of my screen today and say, Stacy, share with us what's going through that little brain of yours.
For a Monday. Actually, this topic has been on my mind, and every time I think of something I want to say, I always have so many things I want to say that I pick two, and I always go with the second one. So funny. Just like food, right? The smiley face emoji. I wanted to talk about that. I posted about using emojis the other day and how we just use them more and more. I kind of wonder if like a future civilization, I don't know how they would find our stuff, because
she froze up.
She's back.
See, that's text error, and then there's something techy going on today.
Am I back? Am I frozen? Oh my God. Did I do a good job? Wait.
We were all practicing our smiley or our concerned emojis. Keep going.
I'll talk really fast then. I wonder if future civilizations will see our writing and think like we're like hieroglyphics or something. But we're so used to emojis, and I'm just going to take, in particular, hopefully I'm still frozen. I hope I'm not. The smiley face emoji. We use it so much, and it's almost like we have to say at the end of an email or text, like
the emoji glyphic.
That's the frozen emoji.
That's the frozen emoji.
I think we should call them the emoji glyphics.
I think, okay, I'm not sure what your point is, but when we come back, if you come back, you can share that with us. Deb, there's an emoji right in your screen. Right. Deb, what are you thinking? What are you thinking about today?
My screen gives me also, what, I'm on taxes because my husband's like today. So we have something called RRSPs here in Canada, and today's the cutoff line. And if you don't know what your income is and you don't buy these RRSPs, your taxes are a nightmare. You pay, they're such a ripoff anyway. So I just want to talk about being prepared for your taxes. It's getting to be tax season. So One of the things I've done every year is brought in an accountant, and I do a workshop at this time of year because I think it's so important that we understand what we can claim, what we can't claim, how to do your own taxes to save a little bit of money and stuff like that. So just be in the mindset right now of tax season. Get those receipts and understand, for those of you that are newer, you can actually write off. A lot of people don't know, but you can write off your demos. You can write off your website. You can write off your training. You can write off all sorts of stuff. So there's lots of stuff that you probably need to know. Everybody's different in their tax areas. So just keep that in mind. That's why I bring in a US and Canadian accountant, but it's different no matter where. There's people listening from all over the world. So just start getting ready for those taxes. It's tax season, folks.
Perfect. Peter, what's on your mind tonight?
I noticed on a particular fella mentioned, I think it was on LinkedIn, Scottish producer has a studio over there. I think it's called Big Mouth. And he was talking about auditions, and that if you're up against a bunch of folk, you always worry about getting an audition in. If you're out and about and you get the audition, you want to get in, you do it on your phone. And he said that he's noticed lately that the end person who's going to hear that is the client. The client's going to hear your audition up against one of us who are in our booths, sounded really good, and you could be great. You could be better than the other people, but the audio is not going to make an impression. Your audio is going to sound kind of crappy, and that client doesn't know from Adam about it, and they're going to pick somebody else over you. So his point was, if you can avoid doing auditions on phones, which makes some sense. You think it's your performance only? No, it's actually now technically you have to sound as good as everybody else. So if you can, do it in your booth, as opposed even in the car, where it's actually a pretty good place for sound. You're doing it on an iPhone, it's just not going to sound the same. You're going to sound thinner, not as present. And that was his tip.
Perfect.
So that was a good one.
That's good. That's a good point. Both of those are great.
Stacy, are you there? Do you want to try and follow up on that hieroglyphics thought?
You know what?
Happy emoji.
Nope, we're not.
Now
Okay.
Stacey's going to make a frozen emoji
I'm
and
like
hand it
trying
out
to
to
catch
everybody.
before of that smile. Am I frozen? Am I?
Yeah,
Not
came
now.
back
Good
again.
now.
You're on fast forward now.
Oh my God. Be aware of your use of emojis and try to use your words and your expression through natural punctuation and use them sparsely.
There's the
So
point.
they mean more.
Perfect.
And
You know,
there
but
she's
that
done.
smiley face emoji, we almost feel like we can't write something without that little smiley face. Do you know
Stacey,
what
I
I
would
mean?
reboot your modem, darling.
Good idea.
We'll wait
Really
for
good
you.
idea.
Anthony, what is your thought for the day?
Well, I think Deb hit it pretty good, because actually I had a call with somebody earlier, and he was confused as a newer talent what he could write off and what he couldn't write off in 2025. And so I think Deb nailed it for the Canadian. Same thing's happening with people here in the States, as you guys know. April 15th or whatever is our deadline typically. And that's what Jim wanted to know. Jim wanted to know, what kind of stuff can I write off? And I said, basically anything that you have to pay for to keep your voiceover business up and running. Your broadband, you can even select as a write-off. Your cell phone, if it's dedicated to your business. There's so many things that you can write off. So definitely take advantage of those people. Don't wait until March, beginning of April, to figure out what am I going to look back on last year and write off. Keep track as you go throughout the year. That's the beauty here in the States and Canada too, in the UK and everywhere, of PayPal. PayPal is great for having that free business and free personal account. It lets you track your ins and outs. And then you can go in there, do a report quarterly, monthly, yearly, and you can see all of your expenses for your utilities, your telephone, your whatever, and anything that's business related. Set up a category in there for business expenses, and you can right out the gate, like I told Jim, you can run that report in 5 minutes, you're ready to go. You can hand it off to your TurboTax people, or you can take it to your accountant to include it in your normal household wage income. So I piggyback on what Deb was talking about for sure. It's at that time of the year around here. So there you go.
And if I can just plug for a moment, we have a tax workshop on the 23rd of March. It's super cheap, super cost effective, but you'll have an accountant you can ask directly, guys. He's a U.S. and Canadian accountant.
There you go.
Teaches all the accountants. You can learn about corporations or not. And so it's something I would recommend. You can go to debsvoice.com to see that, or voice actor training.
Perfect. I'm gonna close it up
That's
with
really cool.
I'm gonna stay with the same topic just because it is top of mind for everybody. Top of mind, Stacy. When you have expenses, Don't randomly throw them through your everyday account. Get a credit card and assign that, even though
That's
you're
right.
just doing this, especially if you're part-time. You have a full day job, but you've got to get a demo. If you can put it on a credit card, do. If you can get a separate account within your account, just to keep things separate, so that at the end of the year you go, what are my expenses? You just print off your credit card statement and there you go. It's only to be used for your business. It's a way for you to keep track. It's important to know that you're not spending $8,000 every year and never seeing a return. In the first few years, the first 3 years, I believe in both countries, you're allowed to have a loss. And how do you have a loss if you're not claiming anything? The other thing is,
That's right.
you touched on your phone. Just know that if you would have a phone without being a voice talent, then you can only write off part of your phone. If you would have
Yeah.
water in your house, you can only write off part of that. But treat your office space, your booth space, like a space in your building. And it's actually based on square footage of your entire and that percentage, and it all gets worked out. But once you get the formula, here's your expense, boom, done. It's not something you have to rethink over and over.
That's right.
So
And that's the beauty. I'm a big advocate of TurboTax because TurboTax, I've been using them aside from my own personal accounting firm that I work with, but I've been using that TurboTax for years for my kids and my daughters and stuff. And that's the beauty of it. They may not qualify for a credit card per se, some people, but they can at least request that free debit card that comes with it. And therefore, everything you charge using the debit card, you can use for that. And you're right, they can write off a square footage, a certain amount of your square footage of your home, 350, 400, whatever square foot of the home can be written off, and you get a deduction for that. So, yeah, man. Oh,
yeah,
good,
lots of
good. Glad
questions
they
to
brought
ask
that up
at
'cause that's a
Deb's
good one.
workshop for sure. Anyway, I
Lot
think
of
we
questions.
have
There
a
you go.
question from the audience.
Yeah, let's go into questions here. Here we go.
VO Radio, internet radio for the voiceover community.
Hi, this is Tony Ramondo. Be sure to catch my VO feature, Technology Reviews, during the 24/7 broadcast here on VO Radio. Use the show's drop-down option on the website and select the 24/7 features to see when my segments run each day.
Internet radio for the voice artist, just like you.
This is VO Radio, 24/7 internet radio for the voiceover industry. Get to know some of our featured contributors. Want to reach any of our contributors? Just go to voradioonline.com, click on the host tab on our navigation bar, and then select Reach a Contributor. You can also check out the programs area of the website for their featured programs and times. You too can correspond with any of our featured contributors here at VO Radio. Listen, learn, and succeed with VO Radio. It's here for you.
The best music ever made.
If you're like most voice talent today, you're wondering various things relating to your voiceover career. Well, VO Radio has your answers. Here's more questions answered by our panelists live on Let's Talk VO here on VO Radio.
Listen and learn. Internet radio for the voice artist, just like you.
We have a great question from Adam in Baltimore. And you know what? This is a question I hear often. Should I do more auditions or focus quality time on those that suit me best? Adam, it's a great question because they say the more you do, the more chances you have, to get work. But I say that's not true. So if you have to pick one or the
agree with
other,
that.
I would say focus on quality time. You want to deliver if you only deliver one audition and it is the best you can do versus 5 auditions that suck, you're just not going to get picked. You should always pick on ones that suit you. And the better you get at auditioning and learning your software, the more auditions and learning your craft and getting in the moment and being able to decipher the script, then the more auditions you will be able to do, and you won't even realize you're doing it. So that's my comments. And Peter, I'm going to go to you
Awesome.
because we always
Good
kind of
answer.
leave you the last. The hat thing, I don't know.
Unmute.
You look like Stacy Frozen.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of experience, as Bev was saying, that the longer you do it, the more you learn, the quicker you can go. But at the same time, they still have to be quality auditions. It's better to do one quality than, as Bev just said, 5 crappy ones, and stay within your lane. You're not going to do a 12-year-old kid if you're 69 years old. It doesn't make sense. And throwing spaghetti at the wall, it's better to, be a little more, instead of a shotgun, use a rifle, that kind of thing. My 2 cents.
Instead of a shotgun, use
Awesome.
a rifle.
Well, I'm not even a hunter. Shotgun is a wide pattern, and a bullet goes right to where it's supposed to go.
Yeah, perfect. You know what? I think that's pretty much the answer to that. I don't think we need to go all the way around on the table. There's one answer to that, and I think you got it from 2 different people. So why don't we go into the next section and listen to
Yeah,
what
we'll do
Nava
that.
has to
Take a
say.
quick break.
Yeah.
Great. We'll be right back with more of this. Let's talk VO.
VO Radio is sponsored by
Street Smart Coaching.
That's what you get at VO 101.
Hi, I'm Anthony Reese, 35-year veteran, casting director, producer, and voiceover coach here at VO 101.
Whether a beginner or veteran voice talent,
You'll find everything you need to get your career started or take your career to the next level. Training, website design, YouTube channel creation, voiceover demos, video demos, a free evaluation, and even a free training area.
get Street Smart Coaching at VO 101.
That's VO101.com.
VO101.com.
Hey everyone, NAVA President Tim Friedlander here with your NAVA News Minute Update. We're looking forward to accomplishing a lot in 2026 and offering more benefits to NAVA members and the voiceover community as a whole. Coming up, our annual State of Voiceover survey is opening soon. This annual survey provides valuable data-driven insights into our industry, and the results are incredibly important for all of us. Please take the time to fill out the survey when you're able and share with your fellow voice actors. All answers will remain anonymous. NAVA has new health insurance offerings for NAVA members, and they are available now. NAVA members have access to plans that cover themselves and their spouses and dependents, as well as vision, dental, and even pet insurance. Check out our new plans on our website, navavoices.org/healthcare. The 3rd annual NAVA Gala took place on December 12th, and it was a huge success. We honored industry leaders, including our Icon Award winner Bill Farmer, and raised over $80,000 for the NAVA Foundation to help fund scholarships, legal aid, education, and more. Thank you to all of you who were part of it. We're continuing to work to make this industry a better place for all of us. Thank you for all of your support. To find out more info on NAVA, visit our website, navavoices.org.
Are you a Canadian voice actor looking for more than just behind the mic? The Canadian Association of Voice Actors, known as CAVA, is a member-driven nonprofit organization that educates, advocates, and supports voice actors in Canada. And we want you to join us. As a member, you'll enjoy exclusive benefits like access to extended health coverage, advocacy in the age of AI, and a library of educational resources. Visit us at www.cavavoices.org because your voice matters.
In the world of voice, pardon me. In the world of voice, everything is changing. It's time to release your inner storyteller. The monster, the diva, the comedian, the mock announcer, the character, and so much more. To charm, seduce, ignite, and excite. Let's play. GetMiked.com.
Let's talk VO live on VO Radio. Interact with the show by texting 970-682-3424 or email your question to the show using the app email icon, radio player window, ask a question button, or send an email to ask@voradioonline.com. Let's talk VO live on VO Radio. It's here for you.
Woohoo! Start your engines. We got a great block coming up, guys. We actually have some guests in the room. We're not feeling as lonely anymore. Tracy, thank you for joining us. That is amazing.
I
Hello.
know them.
It's even more exciting.
Honestly, it does my heart so much good to see you guys and to actually interact because, how incredibly isolating it can be just to be in our little own booths and talking to ourselves.
You're here. Thank you guys for joining
us. We need
us.
interaction, and yes, and you guys are just you're so good for my soul.
That's really wonderful. And we love hearing from all of you guys out there. So make sure you send us your emails, your texts with your questions. Join us in the room, come and be a part of this. This is for all of us. This isn't just for us. This is for all of us. So it is true. We are isolated in these booths. And so it is nice to connect to people. I was an only child, and someone asked me the other day, we were talking about being lonely, and I said, well, because I have my computer, I'm never lonely. I've got 1 million students, 1 million friends, 1 million voice actors you can always reach out to. So make us a part of your day, guys. And there's a lot of great things that you can benefit out of VO Radio Online. So thank you guys for joining us on Let's Talk VO. We have a lovely panel today, and we have some really cool things coming up, which is very, very exciting. You know what else is coming up in the next block? Audition Underground. And you guys need to be a part of it. This is your opportunity to audition with feedback. How often do we really get feedback? Short of workshops that cost us some money. So this is a free opportunity for you guys to grab those scripts online. You just go into the listener section on voradioonline.com. Then you click on the Audition Underground. You'll see the current scripts for that month, and then you will audition them. You might not hear it for another couple weeks, so it's okay. Keep listening, because you'll get your opportunity to hear you and get our feedback, which is very, very, very valuable. Now, I am very, very excited because I know Memo and Tracy so well, so I'm so excited you guys are here. I just want to tell you, we have What's Our Story Today? What's Your Story Today? And we are joined by Memo Sauceda, which I'm so excited by. Because I got to tell you, when I met Memo, it was on video. And he did an audition for UVOS, the Ultimate VO Survivor. And no one matched what he did. He dove into a pool. This was an audio audition, folks. But he did it on camera, which is what we wanted. We wanted to see you. We wanted to get your personality. And your personality was so memorable. And that's what I absolutely love about you. I've never forgotten you. I know we've gotten to work together and other things, but I've never forgotten you. You made such an impact, and I think we need to learn as voice actors how to make impact in this world. And so I just want to thank you, Memo, for making such an impact for me and my partner, Ellie Ray, on that show. It was fantastic. You guys, you can go see it on UVOS on getmike.com. You can see the UVOS episodes and see what he did. It was pretty cool. Thank you for joining us. You're going to tell us all about you. That's pretty exciting. We'll do that in just a second.
Let's get him going on that. Matter of fact, hang on to it.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Hi, Peter Drew here, professional blabbermouth for several decades. I'm a seasoned voice actor and VO coach, which means I'm not quite old as dirt, but I've been around the block a few times. So whether you've got a face made for radio, like me, or you're one of the beautiful people, if you have a voice and you want to learn how to use it as a voice actor, check out Hot Mic here on VO Radio. You can connect with me at peter@peterdrewvo.com.
Hey VO Radio, this is Sylvia Lisbeth. This is so exciting, having a spot to be interviewed after winning the trivia show on VO Radio. The trivia show is such a great way to play and promote voice talents. I am so grateful to have won this and be able to be part of this community. I'm really looking forward to being on the air, and thanks again VO Radio for giving me this opportunity.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We are VO Radio. It has been said that all the world is a stage. Like characters in a movie, game, play, or cartoon, we all have a backstory. And VO Radio wants to hear yours. Here's another What's Your Story interview on VO Radio. To hear the full interview, visit the What's Your Story area of the website. What's your story? We want to know.
Okay, welcome back.
All right, Stacy Basie.
And you know what? I've been trying to get Memo on the show since last year, and we had some rescheduling, whatever it was last year. And so I'm just so excited that he's finally here. And I did get the opportunity to meet you in person, Memo, over at Sovas a couple years ago in LA. And you were so, I stopped by your table and you were in the exhibition hall and you were explaining to me about, how you're an advocate for, Spanish-speaking voice artists and all these different things. I'm like, we have to have you on the radio show because you're so interesting. And little did I know all these layers of you and all this personality and stuff and these stories that have been coming out since then. So tell us about you, anything you want to share about your journey, and just take it away.
Well, thank you very much. I'm so happy to be in such good company. And my story, it's a little bit eclectic because I started as an actor and then suddenly I discovered dubbing. And then from dubbing, I met a lot of people that did commercials. So I went to commercials. So I've been doing on camera and voiceover for the longest time. And now I'm back doing theater, which is my first love. And also I'm advocating for Spanish speaking actors. We are creating LAVA, which is a Latin Association of Voice Actors. We used to be OVU, the Organización de Voces Unidas, but now we're going to be a committee of NAVA. So we are part of NAVA now as LAVA, and we'll be opening membership on VoiceOver Atlanta. So yeah, very, very excited that many things are happening. I'm opening the play on March 14, so it's so nice to be able to do on camera as well. I just did a short on January. So I don't know. I think being live, being able to be present with people is coming back. And hopefully this will be the year where people really get to go to the theater and have contact with all of us.
That's cool. That's great stuff.
Can you tell me again just what LAVA stands for again? Literally.
Yes. Latin Association of Voice Actors. And the website is lavavoices.org. And now we are part of NAVA. So we are very happy to be able to be under their wing. And we have many, many things, good things happening in the future.
Amazing.
But yeah, as you mentioned, I mean, my life is very eclectic, but I love it.
Like you said.
Can you tell us a little bit about this craziness that we're hearing from Deb about your UVOS experience?
So as luck would have it, my kid was having his birthday party. So we have a ginormous slide. So I said, well, how about if I slide while I'm doing a voice? But then I also had a Santa Claus costume because we do our own Christmas cards, and it's like a comic book. So we have different panels and things happen, and Santa Claus is very important because I believe in Santa Claus. I think he's real. Well, he is real. So he's always in our Christmas cards. And I said, how about if I become Santa and I can change my voice and do that? So I started climbing up that slide that went into the pool. And for the actual take, I had my microphone, but I went inside the water. So I had to dub myself because that first take, I went into the water. I was not supposed to, but I went into the water. So then I had to dub myself. But it's okay. It's all part of the fun, which I love what you do with Uvo. So thank you.
You know what? It's sacrifice. You know, it sounds like, okay, it's a mic, guys, but no, you go above and beyond. That's what I've learned about you, is you're above and beyond kind of guy. And, you know, I just want to say you're so handsome. You have such a beautiful debonair handsomeness about you, even in your personality. There's just something so suave and kind, and very nice to have those two things combined. I'm kind of curious, while I kind of have the floor for a second, I'm kind of curious about the dubbing. Did you do Spanish dubbing in Spanish?
Oh, yeah.
Did you do English dubbing with a Spanish accent?
No, well, I did English dubbing for novella a long, long time ago, but mostly I did Spanish dubbing. So I'm the voice of Michael Keaton in the first Batman. So I am Batman.
Wow,
I also
cool.
did.
I am Batman.
Big deal.
Wow.
So very
I
polite
dubbed
Batman.
Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon 1, 2, and 3, Forever Young. I mean, yes, Forever Young, Hamlet. John Travolta in Look Who's Talking, Kenneth Branagh in Henry V. So I had a very intense career in dubbing because I was an actor. So when I arrived, I took a 1 weekend course, and suddenly they told me, okay, you're ready. I mean, come and talk to the directors. So in a month, I was doing the main character, and it was great. And now I get to do some dubbing. Some people that know me from my past, they call me and, oh, would you do this character for me? And of course I would do it. It's so fun to
That
be
is
acting
something,
inside the
that is
movie.
one of those questions we like to ask our guests. Tell us something about yourself nobody knows. And you just blew our minds using the old mind freak, Chris Angel thing, because I don't think any of us knew that you did that dubbing Mel Gibson and Michael
Batman,
Keaton.
come
And man,
on.
that blew me away. Good
That's
Nice
stuff.
Burt
IMDb
Reynolds.
there. If only dubbing paid as much as
Right.
Michael Keaton got. But I think a lot of people don't consider that that's something they can be doing, especially with another language of any kind, as a lot of these big famous movies need them to be dubbed. Do you have
And
any
you have to
advice
do
for
it for the
people?
right reasons. I mean, because you love the work. Some people want to do dubbing because they want to go to conventions and everyone will ask for their autograph and maybe charge for a photo. That's not the right reason. You have to do it because you love the trade, because you love acting.
Memo, what on those lines and contrasting that, what is just one thing that is really challenging for you and difficult because you don't care for this particular aspect of voice acting or something that you have to do? What's one difficult kind of like pull your hair out kind of aspect to it?
Or is there
Peeve
one?
thing, huh?
Is there one?
Or is
Not
there?
that
Yeah.
not that I don't want to do it, but to me it was very difficult to record in English because of my accent. So I learned English in Mexico and I had a very thick accent. Then I went to London to study acting and I tried to go for the RP pronunciation. So it was really strange to see a Mexican with a British accent, which was not quite there. So then I
Right.
had to go back to the American accent, and I had a very weird, strange accent. So they didn't like my accent at all. And to me, it was very difficult to really become the character in the commercial or whatever it was and be at ease. Now I am. Now I love acting in English and I don't care if I have an accent because you really shouldn't care. I mean, it's part of your personality. But it took me the longest time to learn that. So now I come to peace to me having an accent.
And if I could just
It's
add to
part and
that, I
parcel.
don't mean to hog the time, guys, sorry, but I think it's very important for people to hear that a year or a couple of years ago, we didn't want accents. We were staying away from accents. It was very
That's right.
important not to have it. We wanted neutral American accent for everybody across the board. And now we're in a place where they're craving accents. So what advice would you give to talent, Spanish or otherwise,
Nice.
in that regard?
So don't wait. I mean, go for it. And I'm not talking about your accent. I mean, of course, you should try for an American commercial because they want your accent. And I see the specifications of scripts and they want real people from Mexico. So they want an authentic accent. But don't wait for whatever to be able to do something. I mean, I used to say when I
Nice.
was younger that when my persona with my persona would match my voice, which was a little bit older, that things were going to go my way. That's a lot of BS. I mean, just do whatever you want to do now. Don't wait to be completely ready. Don't wait for perfection. Just do it. Go for it. Because in going for it, you will learn the trade and you will become good. So just go for it.
I love
That is so cool.
advice.
You know, and that's wisdom for you people out there listening. And I want to read this from Sierra. Sierra is speaking right up my alley. I actually live in Miami Beach, South Beach to be exact. I am Latino and Tejano mix. My father was Tejano. My mother was Latino. I hear what you're saying. I would like to ask you, did you self-teach yourself dubbing or did you go to a recommended source? And can you recommend anybody that teaches dubbing?
So I started doing dubbing in Mexico City. So I went to one party and suddenly I heard the voices of Farrah Fawcett Major in Spanish, in Charlie's Angel, and all the voices that I heard when I was younger, I was hearing live and I asked them, I love dubbing. Is there a course that you can take? And yes, they said yes. So that weekend I went to the course and I was very lucky because I was an actor first. And then you learn how to synchronize and all that. Now is not that important. Now with Pro Tools, they can, if you are long or short, they can fix whatever little thing.
That's right.
It's off, yes. But the most important thing for dubbing is your acting. So if you are an actor, yes, I mean, go for it. I know that Zoo Dubs is doing courses as well. So if you Google them, Zoo Digital or Zoo Dub, they are doing courses and they're online. I mean, their platform is online, and that's the only one that I know that gives courses. Also in SAG-AFTRA, they have some courses with Netflix. But the most important thing is your acting chops. So if you're not an actor, take a class, go to a community theater, and just start acting and improvising.
Great stuff. Are you union or non-union since you brought up SAG-AFTRA?
Yeah. I started in 2000, so I've been union for 26 years. Yes.
You can't be Batman and not be union, let's face it.
Right, I'm telling you what. Well, internationally, it's a little different out there. I had a friend on who was involved in the early dubbing of The Simpsons, and he was like, "Oh my God, what a nightmare that was, man!" It was his first introduction into what it really took to dub cartoon animation, and he said it's a totally different beast. Do you find animation and character dubbing much more difficult than dubbing actually spoken dialogue? Do you find the difference between the two of them, or are they similar either way?
For me, it was more difficult because in the olden times, they wanted the funny voice or the characterized voice. So I was more like a drama or a comedy kind of guy, and there were people much better than me at doing funny voices. The thing is that things have changed, and now they don't want funny voices. They want your voice with a personality. And that's why now I think that everyone can become a dubbing actor. Yes, if you have the acting chops, of course.
Right.
There is a skill set. It's important to learn it. It's not as easy as actually voicing in some capacities. So there is a bit of a skill set to it, but it's a great opportunity. Anthony, are we going to do these lightning round questions, or are we going to put them into the next break? What would you like us to do?
I think what we'll do is maybe Peter and Bev, if they have a question, they can ask a question, and then we can see where we go from there.
Sounds good.
I had a question.
I think we'll take a break and then we'll come back with Dan's question if Memo wants to stick around.
Of course.
Go for it, Peter.
Regarding when you do the dubbing, obviously there's a script, you have to follow the script, and Spanish normally takes a little bit longer to speak than English, the construction of the language. I would presume the script person, the person who's translating the script, takes that into account. Do you ever run into problems where it's a little too long and they stop talking and their mouth stops moving and you're still talking?
Yes. So we used to be paid okay in dubbing, and then suddenly the rates went down. So the people doing the translations, they were not being paid a lot. So the translations started lacking a lot. So you had to correct the script on the fly. We used to have a physical script. So you will check if you're long, then you will take off some words, or if you see that the lips didn't match, you will change a word. But now we're going back to people that know how to do dubbing. So now the scripts are a little better, but still you need to change words once in a while because either they're too long or there's a word that's better.
That's right.
Because of the movement of the lips. Yes.
Now with the ADR too, can't they the time squeeze and stretch a little bit?
But just a little bit.
Just
yes,
a little,
exactly.
or you get
not
artifacts.
that much.
You get artifacts.
Exactly.
Or the lip sync's way off. Yeah, it becomes a problem.
I used to have that issue big time.
Yeah, I used to have that issue years ago. I did a lot of stuff over in India and Chennai and Mumbai and all that. And the problem over there when we worked with English translation into dubbing over their Hindu, if you will, is they talk really quick. Everything's really fast. What are you talking about? Are you crazy? What's the matter with you? You know, and try to make an English dub over that. You sound crazy. You sound like you're on acid or speed all the time talking really. So we had that problem where quite a few of them have had to redo the entire lip sync packs to slow down or stretch it for an English dub. So yeah, good question.
You don't want
Peter.
to compromise the performance either. So that's where it gets again. Skill set is important. important because you can't compromise performance, yet you have to fit it and you have to match those lip flaps. It's actually a
Got
very
it.
skilled thing. And I remember asking when I did Dragon Ball, why is it so underpaid? It's actually harder than when I did Prelay, when we're voicing it and then they animate after us. And they said because the initial actor is the one that they credit for the work. We're now just matching what they've done and trying to find our best way into that. So congratulations for all that, Memo. Did Bev or Tracy, did you have a question for him before we take a break? And Memo, we're hoping you'll stick around for us.
Of course.
I'm going to forfeit my question to Tracy because Tracy
for it,
is a unique guest with us this week.
Well,
Go for it,
thank you.
Tracy.
I'm just fascinated to actually speak with another bilingual talent. I know that Stacy and the both of you are very bilingual. I'm bilingual in French. But would you say that your the split of your work is 50-50 or 7-30? I know that your mother tongue is Spanish, but would you say that you get equal amounts of work in either or languages?
No, I would say 90% is Spanish and 10% is English because I had that thing with my accent. So now I want to do more English work. So I'm working on that. Yes.
With that
But it
beautiful
started like a
accent.
year ago.
Yeah,
you
I
could
wanna hear
probably
that accent
parlay.
everywhere. Sorry.
For those that are
working.
listening that hire,
Right, hint, hint.
Memo. Now, Stacey, did
wink,
you
wink.
want to say
A
something?
little
before we-
memo.
Yes. Just one thing to point out, just such a fascinating, observation. The two markets are so different, English speaking and Spanish market, with the energy, what is normal for a Spanish speaking person and culture as far as all the, the energy and feeling that goes into that versus an average, English speaking US American person's energy. Very different. One is like really colorful, even in a normal situation. And the other one is, like this. I'm using my
So
hands a lot, but
it's very interesting because when we are doing a Chevy commercial, we hear the reference. So I go exactly as the American voiceover actor, and they go like, you know what? You need to be a little higher and bring a smile to your voice. So it is different. And for this market, it has to be a little higher than the general market.
And also with Spanish, depending on where you are, Dominican Spanish is a lot faster than Mexican Spanish, which is a
Totally
lot
different,
different than Castellano or however that's pronounced in
That's
Europe,
right.
Spain. So the Spanish dialect is so huge. So it's so great that there's a big, strong presence right now in the Spanish culture. We see it in this voice market, and it's a beautiful thing to celebrate for all of us. Okay, we're going to take a very short break, guys. We'll come right back with Memo Sauceda. Hopefully I'm saying that right. And our special guest today, Tracy Ann Leitz. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll be right back after this.
VO Radio is sponsored by
Somebody has to be the best in the business.
Elevate your voice with NAVA, the National Association of Voice Actors. As a nonprofit association, NAVA is dedicated to the advocacy and protection of all our voices and for championing the equitable advancement of the voice acting industry. Visit the website at navavoices.org today. NAVA, together they can protect the future of voice acting and make our voices heard.
Introducing Vogue 79.5, a special digital-only edition created for the end of the VO convention year, and it's available free at thevogue.com. Discover it all and exclusive deals just for the VO community. From our Vogue family to yours, happy voicing.
Hey, y'all. This is Ali Chef here with events and happenings. March 30th is the Audio Publishers Association Conference, and it will be held virtually. Tickets go on sale January 5th. It's a wonderful event, especially if you are in the audiobook world. A lot of opportunities to connect with fellow narrators, as well as those working on the other areas of the industry. So check that out. Again, that is March 30th. And go to the audiopub.org website to find out more. Vocation, vocation, vocation. Vocation is happening April 23rd through 26th, a conference for the business of voiceover in a paradise. That's right. It is completely dedicated to the business side of voiceover. Go to the Vocation website to find out more. Well, y'all, much love. Catch you on the flip side.
Have a voiceover related event coming up? Let Ali Chef at VO Radio share it with listeners.
Hey, y'all. Ali, Chef here with events and happenings.
Share your own events and happenings that you would like us to share with the VO world.
Just fill out the event form located on our website using the events link on the navigation menu. And we'll add it to our events calendar feature broadcast daily on VO Radio. VO Radio, helping your next event succeed. Let's Talk VO Live on VO Radio. Interact with the show by texting 970-682-3424 or email your question to the show using the app email icon, radio player window, ask a question button, or send an email to ask@voradioonline.com. Let's Talk VO Live on VO Radio. It's here for you.
Welcome back to Let's Talk VO on VO Radio. We are an international situation today, language-wise. We have Memo Sauceda, and who speaks Spanish and English, and Tracy Ann Leith, who speaks English and French. We have the international panel here, Canadians, Americans. We've got Deb Monroe and Bev Standing from Canada, and Anthony and myself, and Stacy. And Stacy, of course,
And I'm
Spanish
proud to
as well.
say I speak English and American. So,
American. You speak American. I speak American.
She
American.
does.
Stacy speaks.
I speak American and
gibberish.
English.
I only speak American.
I'm very fluent in sarcasm.
Okay, Canadian speaks only American. That's interesting. But we are having a good time here, having fun talking about all things VO. And coming up, we're going to talk about us. We have a question on who are we, the panel here, and we're going to go around on that. And then also we would like to plug the encore shows. Today's show will be on again tomorrow, encore presentation at 5, and Wednesday show on Thursday at 5. So let us move right along here and go into a listener email. Anthony, please take us there.
It's a boy, 8 pounds, 7 ounces, and he wants to borrow the car and his girlfriend's pregnant.
Commander, the Horde has attacked the East Quadrant.
Are you by any chance trying to trace my whereabouts?
Our greatest curiosity isn't a machine, it's you. The passionate pursuit of perfection.
The Hangover Part 2.
I love cocaine!
Only on TBS.
World-class coaching, legendary voiceover demos. Mark Grau.
The best music ever made.
If you're like most voice talent today, you're wondering various things relating to your voiceover career. Well, VO Radio has your answers. Here's more questions answered by our panelists live on Let's Talk VO here on VO Radio.
Listen and learn. Internet radio for the voice artists just like you.
And we have a question from Dan of St. Louis, Mo. What kind of discounts or deals can I offer new prospects or repeat clients? So again, what kind of discounts or deals can I offer new prospects or repeat clients? Promotions to get your voiceover business going. Who would like to take that first?
I would love to.
Debs,
and I'm
Debs
just going to
should-
use I'm going to use one aspect of the answer. When you're trying to get a new client and they don't have your budget, you can say to them, I'm happy to give you a discount this first time. This is my normal rate. This is the discounted
right.
rate, so that they see what you normally charge and don't expect it next time. Don't just say, oh, okay, well, I'll do it for $50.
Yeah.
Because then they'll always expect it for $50. If you normally
they're
charge $500,
always gonna
say,
low
I
dough
will
you.
give you this discount, but next time it will be $500. So that's my one point on that answer.
So one.
My
and
one
done. Yeah.
My one point would be basically just don't be afraid to do a BOGO. In other words, if you're doing an episode, an animation or a cartoon or game, don't be afraid to say, hey, you know what? I'll do the main lead character for X, and I'll throw in one of the secondary bit parts. And that way you're going to be have hopefully the ability to show them your range as an actor, and you're also able to show them good faith by willing to work with them. So I'm a big believer. I used to offer the main role, and then I would tell you a second part for free, and I got work out the yin yang because of it for quite a while there. So that's my thought too.
Now, regarding that though, we asked Memo before if he's union. Of course, he said yes for 26 years. That is really a non-union
different ball game,
correct? A different ball game.
Yeah.
So,
well, I think they don't they require 2? Is that right, Memo?
They require 2 usually.
Required anyway.
Play games, right?
3 commercials to become union. 3 union commercials.
No, we just mean if you're doing animation, you have to do 2 roles.
Oh, yes, exactly. Yes.
I would just like to add that. Sorry, Memo. Did you want to finish that? Sorry.
No. I was just going to say that regarding what Bev said, always put it on the invoice. Professional courtesy minus 20% or whatever you're doing.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I think it's very important that we have a reason to stay in touch with clients. And so what I heard from someone else, this wasn't my idea, so I'm not taking the credit, but I think it's a great idea. You could offer a 10% discount this month. And you send it to all your previous clients, future clients, whatever, that you're giving 10% off this month. It's just for this month only. This is specific to that. We are a business. We can have sales.
That's right. Repeat
as long as
clients.
I want to go back to what Bev said and reiterate it. As long as we are saying this is not our regular price, however, I'm offering a sale, you will get a lot of return clients that way. I think it's a brilliant idea and something
really good point. Really good point. Yeah, for your regular clients that are repeat clients, you want to throw them the bone whenever you can, throw out a promotional, have a client list in your mailer program that is hot client list, and then warm, and then a cold list. And for new prospects, offer them, like Bev was hammering home, she's talked about that before, and I thought, wow, that's a great idea. Offer them something in good faith to show that you're willing to give them a discount, but remind them in the future, you're going to be agreeing to pay the full rate, but then add them to that list of clients that you can then throw, like Deb was just saying, extra bonuses or discounts to. So who was this again? Dan in St. Louis.
Dan of St. Louis, stuff. Yeah. Excellent. I guess it's time we're going to look into the introducing the Audition Underground. So if you
let's do that. As a matter of fact, first I want to Juan wrote in, and about last block, Juan wrote in when we get to him. Juan said, it's so nice to hear. I've known about you for quite a few years. I'm curious though, did you hire a Latino speaking dialect person help you become less influenced in your native tongue? So I think what he's asking is, did you work with somebody to help you break, like Russell Crowe and Mel Gibson and quite a few people have had to work with people to help them break their local lingo.
Accent reduction.
Right. I think that's what Juan's asking, if I'm reading it right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's a 2-part answer. For Spanish, I did a lot of theater when I started, so my accent was always very neutral. So when I arrived at dubbing, they wanted that neutral accent that I had already, so that was okay. And here, I've had many classes with many coaches, and the problem that I had is that everyone wanted to bring me to a neutral American accent, even though I told them, no, I want to have a normal Latin accent. Right. But they still tried to push me that way, and that was a waste of time. So now I'm people that embrace my Latin accent, then that's the way to go.
Well, and again, we're not going to be teaching that anymore. We're done teaching that. That was the thing of the past.
Thank goodness.
Your gut instincts were spot on. Seriously.
Absolutely.
They were. All right, let's go for it. We're going to go for the Audition Underground right now.
You're catching VO Radio.
Hey, crew over at VO Radio. This is Samantha D'Souza, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for your feedback on my VO Radio audition. It really helped a lot, and of course, it's going to help with my future auditions too. Thank you once again, and I hope you all have a really, really great week, and I will continue to listen to VO Radio. Thanks once again. See ya.
We are VO Radio. Every voiceover talent, from beginners to intermediate to veterans, want to have feedback on their audition. This can be a very costly endeavor. VO Radio has just a solution with our Audition Underground. Here's another voiceover talent brave enough to enter the Audition Underground zone on VO Radio.
I'm going to probably more than likely botch this last name. I tried reaching out, I didn't hear back. So hopefully I'm saying that name right. Is Joe Filipponi. I think I'm saying that right. Joe Filipponi. Believe it or not, it's a female. And I found this individual on Facebook and on YouTube and reached out to him, couldn't get a response, but it was a female. So I'm guessing that this sounds like a female, but a lot of other roles that this person was doing that are out there floating around are male-ish. So, and it sounds like a male from Denver, according to what I could find in the research. So I don't know what happened. The connection, the email is gone. So hopefully, but anyways, here we go. We're going to give it a shot and we're going to listen one time because it's fairly long, but we'll go through it. Here we go. This is the Audition Underground here on Let's Talk VO. Here we go. Let's see.
I am hungry. I am tired. I can't go out in the day because it will see me. I can't go out at night because it will smell me. I can hardly move because it will sense me. I am doomed. I know this for certain. I should just go out and face the machine. But I know if I do, it'll mean certain death. And I am not ready to die today.
I'm scared just sitting here listening. I'm afraid to go to bed myself tonight without my nightlight on.
That's disturbing.
Wow, good work.
Again, let me jump in really quickly.
Jump right in, Bev. Take it away.
Yeah. I loved her dedication to her fear from the top to the bottom. I felt the intensity as it grew, and I honestly felt that she was afraid. So I thought for that part of it, I thought was really well done.
Excellent.
Good job, Joe.
Memo, what do you think, Memo? What's your thoughts on that?
I like it a lot. I don't know if I would go less with the reactions in between words. Like at the beginning, I didn't know if it was. Yes, exactly. So just be mindful that if you're not seeing something, then it might be a distraction of having so many reactions before you speak.
Wow, good stuff.
Nice.
Deb Monroe.
So I love, as Bev said, I love your dedication to the fear. You added isms. Isms are so important, and a lot of people forget them. I agree with Memo. I think they're overdone. However, I think it wouldn't have mattered if you changed your pace. I think you stayed in the slow the entire time, and that's the only problem I had with it. I believed your fear. I believed your tears. I think you actually have a very neutral sound. I don't know if you're male or female in this case, so it's very interesting to me, and I love that interest. But I think if you could have that sense of urgency, you're missing the urgent, like you've got, it's great to have some of that slow, but then all of a sudden it could be just faster for a second.
Right. Change
and then
those
you could have
patterns,
changed the way you were using your breath so it wasn't a repetitive use of breath. We tend to stay in patterns. So for me, great job, but you stayed patternistic. I knew you were going to stay there, and I would have loved for you to surprise me to not. That's it. Otherwise, beautiful, beautiful dedication.
Good observation, Deb. And I got to tell you, the truth matter is we had to edit down that track quite a bit. There
Which
was
isn't
some
good.
pretty
That's not a
lengthy
good thing.
breaks in between. Yeah, in between each of the individual statements, there was sometimes a 2, 3 second length of dead air. So if there are multiple scenes, that'd be different, but we're trying to take it as one take. So you hit it on the head there.
And that would turn
Peter
off
Jew,
the
what's your
casting
thought?
director. Can I just add to that, though? If that's the case, if you
That's
edited
right.
that down, that as much as your acting was connected and organic, you would have actually turned off the casting director because they don't have that kind of time.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly right. So that's why we did it for the audition too. Peter Drew.
I literally had a physical reaction to it. I mean, I cringed a little bit. Oh my God, what's going on here? I'd forgotten about that piece of copy that was in the library.
Yeah, I had too. She
the
said
hell
that
is
back in
this?
September. He did. I mean,
what is this thing? And it sort of freaked me out a little bit. I really but I do agree that you would have a range of emotion there. You're fearful. Then all of a sudden you realize I got to get out of the situation. Maybe get a little more nervous, and that well, obviously she's nervous, but more nervous than she started out with, and then back off like I got to be calm, and you'd have a little roller coaster kind of a thing going on. And as Deb said, it would take us on a little more of an emotional journey than just sitting there like I'm just sitting there cringing like and I had one feeling instead of having even more of a cringe or okay, she's calming down, I feel a little bit better now, and then she gets more excited. So yeah, it's that emotional roller coaster thing. Yeah.
And I loved it. And I automatically was hearing the production build underneath it too. I was hearing the crescendo and the stabs and the production value. So I was going into that in my mind. So he definitely took me somewhere, Joe. Let's go with Tracy. What's your thought, Tracy, on this real quick?
Well, I'm just going to basically echo pretty much what a lot of people have said already. When you're in a state of fear, like you're not thinking, so you're not processing communication and being able to speak. So it's like it really has to vary. And I think that's where an acting aspect would come in to help this particular read. So yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was a nice attempt.
Nice.
But I think a lot more range, a lot more variety, and keep it short and sweet, and definitely to really hone in on the emotion and not just the words.
Excellent. Really cool. Well, before we wrap up the Audition Underground and wrap up the show, let Stacey Barrow's thought next. Stacey.
Oh my God, I have my notes.
Oh yes.
Oh my gosh. Joe. Oh, I love how you are. Look, I knew you were scared, and yeah, I had a reaction too, just like Peter talked about. Like I actually wasn't sure where this was going, what this was, because I hadn't heard this, and I was intrigued, like what's going to happen. But it.
Or I was thinking like War of the Worlds going on or something.
Oh my God, I didn't. The main thing, I didn't feel that you were in your fear in this moment, spontaneously coming up with these thoughts. That's the thing you have to remember to convey, that these thoughts are arriving in your head and at a natural pace. Like your cadence suggested, like you already have this figured out. You know what I mean? It has to be more spontaneous, like you're seeing this in play out in your head, and your fear is arriving in your head spontaneously. And yeah, just that pacing made it not believable. That's the only thing. Otherwise, your fear was there. I just needed you to like be more real about it somehow. But good job.
Very good.
You're scared.
Yeah, really good. There you go. Lots of golden nuggets there for you, Joe. Filippone, however you say it. I'm sorry about watching your name. Filippone. Anyways, good work. There you go. Audition Underground in the can. We're going to wrap things up, and I'll remind everybody that the VIP guest / What's Your Story guest should have been a VIP, like Stacey was saying earlier. Memo Sauceda, right? Is that how you say it right? Am I saying it right? Hey, It's Sauceda. And man, I'm telling you what, we're blown away. If you want to know more about it, what's the best way for them to find out stuff about you, Memo, out there?
Any social media, just Memo Sauceda, and that's it. You'll find
awesome. There you go. Well, thank you so much for being our VIP / What's Your Story guest. Tracy Ann Lath, thanks for being in. We really appreciate you being part of the program today. And of course, Bev Standing, Peter Jew, Deb Monroe, Stacey Barrow, myself, and Anthony Rees. Don't forget the encore tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern. Don't forget about the YouTube rebroadcast within 24 hours. It'll be live on YouTube as well, or on demand on YouTube. And that's it. We don't have a VIP this Wednesday, but next Wednesday, we have Portia Scott joining us. So we're really excited about that. So more information about other stuff coming up pretty soon, including our end of the third year, beginning of the fourth year in here in March. So hang tight for that. Anyways, that's it, folks. See you.
Have a great week.
Woo!
Ramble on.
Thanks for listening to VO Radio and Let's Talk VO. Now we will return you to programming already in progress.